Welcome to my humble little office. My name is R. Keith Andrews, and I'm a spiritual guide and paranormal adept. Today we're going to take a look at what's coming up in the following week from an astrological standpoint. Now, understanding that the galactic center is sitting in Sagittarius right now, we're going to cover a number of aspects, but the first thing to keep in mind, what I'm about to do is talk about the general state of things. If things do not seem to apply to you, don't worry about it, they're general. Contact me for more personalized information because much as it's general, let's face it, we're looking at about 8.4 billion people on the planet. So if this applies to you, absolutely pay attention, look at it, understand the future is not written. Meaning, whatever is coming up, you do have some control over how you react to it. Not necessarily how other people do. So, in general, we start with the issue of, with the galactic center being in Sagittarius right now, we are looking at the truth coming out. Whatever you're doing, whether you're doing something that you want people to know about or you don't, the odds are very good it's going to come to light this week. So keep that in mind. Karmic law is always the important factor. Karmic law, meaning the one karmic law that really applies in this case, is do unto others as you desire them to do unto you. Now, as you can see, the one card that's standing up right now is the Six of Wands, also known as the Victory card. The truth, much as it's not always the easy road, it's far easier to remember the truth if you're telling somebody something than it is to remember a lie. And rest assured, if you lie, you're going to have to remember that or somebody will find out about it. If you tell the truth, then you've got the advantage. You don't have to remember what you said. It's right there. So, let's take a look at the easy part. When we're talking about the specific part of it, the only thing I will guarantee to anybody ever is that I will not lie to you to make you feel better unless you ask me to. Okay, so again, if you look down below, you'll find my links. But the easy one is Inner Voice Enterprises at yahoo.ca. If you've got questions or want to contact me directly, absolutely drop me a line. I'll be happy to get back to you as quick as I can. So let's start with the easy part. Let us start with Aries. Simply because of the fact that it happens to work out well. It's the first sign in the zodiac. So, with Aries, the first thing we look at with the truth coming out is that's the Six of Pentacles. Might be known as the Six of Coins to you, okay, or the Six of Discs, depending on what deck you're using. This is the Rider-Waite deck. Now, the Six of Pentacles inverted means, yes, be honest with people, but remember, you must be true to you first. Tell people, when you're dealing with people, be straightforward. If you're asked a question, be cut and dried with it. Okay, you are going to find that the truth is brought out. You're going to find things out this week that don't sit quite right with you because there's something that feels wrong, that feels off. With that in mind, double check your information. Do not make the mistake of thinking that everybody's being dishonest, because most people aren't. Okay, so this week is very important to focus on the reality of what you're aiming for. Now, something very important. I've mentioned this in other videos. Okay, and I'm just grabbing something here. I am a firm believer that writing down what you are aiming for in a given time period is extremely important. Okay, as you can see, I do the same. Okay, now the neat part about it is by writing down your goals, you'll find that they have a much higher probability of coming to reality, because writing them down brings them out of the spiritual world into the material world, where you can make them manifest. Okay, so these are only going to be very short. We're only getting started, so this will improve as time goes on, but we're aiming at doing this once a week. Now, take a look at Taurus. Taurus itself, okay, that's judgment. With being Taurus and the material world coming into play the way it is, you're going to be doing a lot of reassessing to determine just exactly where you're standing. Yes, the material world is very important. It is very necessary to pay attention to it and pay attention to what's going on with it. But remember to hold on to the things that you personally feel attached to. Okay, there is going to be some changes coming. A lot of getting rid of junk, physical material, thought processes, even some of you may even find that some of what you consider stable friendships may end up going away because of what I call dead weight, meaning you're putting the effort into the friendship or into the relationship and getting virtually nothing back in return. Now, Gemini, that is the lovers. Okay, meaning on a spiritual sense, you are going to come to a much greater understanding this week regarding where you stand in your own eyes and likely where you stand in the eyes of a partner. Okay, whoever he or she is. Okay, this is where communication can become very handy and can stabilize what's been going on around you. Okay, now of course, once we get through Gemini, we get Cancer, the home life. Watch your finances this week. There's going to be a temptation to overextend yourself. Be careful you don't do that. Pay very close attention to what you're actually looking at in the long run. If you do not understand the way your finances are working, absolutely talk to somebody that does. Usually a bank financial advisor or somebody you know that works in that field or has already shown experience, success in it. Those are the people you want to talk to. Be careful on the overextension. Okay, now, when we take a look at Leo, okay, this is going to look really off. This does not mean a bad pain. As a matter of fact, because it's inverted, you're going to, by the end of this week, by the way, this week refers to Sunday through Saturday, as in tomorrow, which is the 9th until the 15th. There's good news coming to you. Something that's going to bring about a bit of a sense of celebration. It's more like a relief than anything else. Okay. Now, this may be in the way of a relationship. It may be because of your finances. It's most likely because of a. Let's try English. Try in Swahili. That ain't working. It may well be in the form of some form of a real estate or business deal closing in your favor. Okay. In either event, be sure to keep track of what you're doing with it. Okay, now, when we get into Virgo, again, we get this caution around finance. Okay, big deal sitting on the horizon here. Be very cautious of the fine print. Okay, now, if you're told when you're looking at a contract, it's just a standard contract, that is your indication that you should immediately take that contract, read it back to front, paragraph by paragraph, to make sure that you're spotting everything, because a standard contract is a good way to tell somebody there could be a problem here. Okay, most people won't look at that side of it. That said, now we take a look at your Libra. And Libra, we have a real growth curve in the educational side of things. You're going to be offered the opportunity, or you're likely to be offered the opportunity, it's more to the point, to improve your educational database. This will have, in all likelihood, a very high impact on your income potential. So learn what you can. This is probably on the job or a short-term learning course that you're looking at. It's not likely university, but if it turns out to be university, it does show a great deal of success through it. So pay close attention to it. Okay, now when we look at Scorpio itself, Scorpio does show that things are holding pretty stable, much as everybody else seems to be a little bit scattered with Scorpio. it does show things are in pretty stable territory, although you are coming out of the rough patch. Okay, so the bumpy ride that you've been on is pretty much coming to a close finally. Okay, so this also does indicate there are plans for a trip coming up. Now the trip won't happen for a while. Okay, what I'm being told is you're likely looking at a few months down the road, but it does show the past being you're working towards putting the past to rest. So there is an understanding coming. Okay. Now, of course, when we take a look at Sagittarius, which is right where the galactic center is at this point, we have the material world coming to fruition. This shows that the waiting time, that the patience required to put your plans in motion, you're finally getting the final touches together, and it's time to start acting on them. By what this card shows, that's the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, and what that indicates is that you have a very quick shift happening where it comes to the material world. You've got everything in place. Start acting on the first steps. Okay, now let's take a look at Capricorn. Well, Capricorn, this may look a little odd, okay, but that's the world card inverted. There is a change happening that you personally have already set in motion that's likely to take your world and turn it upside down, completely shift the direction you're going in. Now, this may be a change in career happening. It's more likely to be a change in job. Now, the difference is this. Your career or your employment is the person or company that signs your paycheck to get so you can get paid. The job is what you do to get them to sign that paycheck. And it's the job that is likely to be changing. Now, when we look at Aquarius, this is showing a real shift in your social circle. This is likely indicating that you're getting closer to that special someone, or that your social circle itself is coming together. Because this indicates that there is a bit of a celebration coming up, a bit of a gala coming up. Okay, make the most of it. This is a good place to make the connections that you require in order to bring your material world into balance at the same time. And then we have Pisces. Pisces is a wonderful thing. And of course, the neat part with Pisces is we've got the Wheel of Fortune inverted, meaning that the energy around you, the things that you've been working on, are finally coming into balance. This is a fabulous thing. Okay, make the most of it. Do not forget the important factor of be true to you first. The other thing, and this really applies to you, Pisces, energy out, energy in. Whatever you're putting your effort into, it is stacking the deck in favor of you getting that. It does not guarantee it will succeed, but it does help. Now, that's all 12 of the signs. We are planning on doing this once a week. So we've been out of this for way too long. Long story. Anyway, if you would like, again, if what I have said does not seem to fit for you, don't panic on it. This is a general overview. Okay. If it doesn't apply to you, disregard it. You may find some of the other signs apply to you better. That would make sense if you know where your Mars is, your Sun, your Mars, your Moon, all three of those, or your Ascendant. All of them can have a direct impact, and they may be in different signs for you. So listen through all of the signs because it might tell you something extra coming up. For more detailed information, contact me directly. You'll find my link below. So please do feel free to like it, subscribe to my channel, and for pity's sake, share it. Okay. I do look forward to being with you again next week. I am intending at this point of getting back into the swing of this a lot more readily. That said, until then, I'm going to cut it loose at this point. So please take care of yourselves, and for pity's sakes, stay positive.